there, in today's video we are going to create a Gatling test using Testkube. Gatling, for those of you who don't know, is a load testing tool, and we would be seeing in this video how you can run a Gatling test by creating test workflows. In order to do that, navigate to your Testkube dashboard, navigate to test workflows, and click on add a new test workflow button. This will present you with 4 options to create the Gatling test workflow. We will be creating it using the wizard. So the first step, it's going to ask for a name. So let us give it Gatling simple. We'll leave the labels empty for now, and we will choose the template as Gradle. So Gatling allows you to run tests using different build tools like Maven and Gradle. It also integrates with a lot of CI/CD tools as well. So in this case, we would be using Gradle. We will use the default Gradle version here, and we'll click on next. On the next screen, it will ask you to provide the content, and we would choose a GitHub repository. So you can check out the repository Testkube examples within KubeShop, where we have all the examples given. So let us navigate to Gradle, and we have a Gatling folder where we have examples for the simple and distributed tests. So here are all the files that are required for the Gatling test, and let us quickly look at the test that we would be running here. So it's basically the default test that Gatling provides. It's a computer database simulation. So it basically searches for a file and looks for some content within it, and then it posts a particular item into the file, and in the end, it ramps up the users to generate the load over time. So that's pretty much about the test. So let us go back and use this repository. So let us copy the URL. Let us give it here, and we'll obviously be having access to the main branch, and in tab, in the path folder, we will provide Gradle Gatling simple. So this is where our test actually resides. We click on next, and here we have to define the run command. So in this case, we will give Gradle w Gatling run, and that is how we are going to run the test. Further, we would also need a artifact folder, because that is how Testkube will be able to collect all the reports that are generated by Gatling and put them at one place. So we would give that over here, and in this case, we will choose data repo Gradle Gatling simple. And within simple, there will be a build folder generated within which we'll have reports, which will contain all the reports. So Testkube will basically take all the reports from here and put it at one place for you. So we then click on next. And what you'll see is the spec file that it has generated based on all the values that we have chosen during the wizard. And let us go ahead and hit create and run. So what this will do is that it will create the Gatling test workflow, and it will execute the first run. So you see here it has initialized it successfully. It has cloned the repository as well, and now it is running the Gradle command. So the first time when the Gradle command is executed, it actually takes a little time because it configures the Gradle daemon. It performs all the required tasks to set up the environment and stuff. So it takes a few seconds to get this thing done. So you can see it has completed a lot of tasks here, and during this time it actually sets up the environment for running the Gatling test. So you see it is compiling the Gatling Java, which is basically the environment that is required for Gatling to run, and then it'll start executing the test that we have provided. So if you see here, it's simulation, computer database simulation has started. So which means our test has already started executing, and you can see the results here. So it started with 0 users, then it is ramping up to 50% users, and then eventually it'll go on to 100%. And once the entire test is complete, here are the artifacts or reports that were generated by Gatling, which Testkube will pick up and put it in the artifacts folder. So if we go to artifacts, and if I go and click on index.html, That is where I'm going to see the reports that were generated after the test. So it shows me how many requests were sent, what was the response time ranges, the various pages along with the status, the user, active user simulation, response time, etc., etc. So that's how you create a Gatling test workflow in Testkube using Gradle. Do check out our blog post to learn more on how to perform Gatling test